We're just going to change the subject entirely because we've been joined in the studio by Zac Fleming, who has a report that you've just obtained a short time ago. Zac, I'm going to look at you as we discuss this report. This is about the killing of Grizz, the aviation security dog, at Auckland Airport last March. So a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
It was entirely avoidable, according to a report that you've just obtained. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the story, Grizz, a 10-month-old bearded collie?
Yep.
German short-haired pointer cross, escaped as aviation security handler, ran onto the airport runway, leading to police ultimately shooting him. Zac, you just got the report. What's it say?
I think it's also important to remember that there was a lot of outrage for people who are familiar with the story when it happened, people asking why wasn't he tranquilised, and no one would release any information. So it's taken nearly a year for anyone to tell us what's happened, and what happened was a whole list of mistakes. So Grizz wasn't on a leash when he was being moved from his kennel. There also wasn't a fence around the kennel area so he could escape, and then the gate going in and out of aviation security was hard to open, so they just used to leave it open all the time when cars would go in. Then after Grizz had escaped, there was a number of failings, like the person who should have been called to help coordinate the rescue wasn't called on time. They didn't activate the emergency operations centre. So there was a whole raft of errors that were made, and then ultimately they decided not to tranquilise him because they weren't sure on what dosage to use. So they decided to shoot him with a gun instead of try with a tranquilizer.
Does the report have recommendations? Would it be fair to say this is a fairly damning report? Your praise of it makes it sound like it's not a ringing endorsement of their conduct.
Fairly damning, yes. There have been quite a lot of recommendations made, and to be fair, aviation security in Auckland Airport have adopted almost all of those recommendations. Some of the ones that they haven't adopted, though, are using things like GPS collars on airport dogs so that when they do run away, they find them straight away. And using reflective collars, but Auckland Airport does now have a net gun to use on dogs, so that if a dog does escape, we don't need to shoot another one again. But yeah. Yeah.
So to summarise, they could have done a lot better, and they're promising to in future.
To summarise, basically, Grizz's death was completely avoidable.
Zac Fleming, thank you with that report just coming in. Really appreciate it.